Hear ye, gather round for another edition of Young Kings Wrestling featuring the JDF Memorial Sovereign Soundboard. As always, you can find us on most platforms streaming your favorite podcast episodes, including Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. If you're listening on iTunes, leave us a review of the 5-star kind. Links to all the platforms and the merchandise available only at ykwrestling.com. As always, I am the thespian TC Fontaine, joined by who are we today, sir?
Taking it all the way back. It's Rick Backlund.
Oh. So all right, you gotta elaborate. What was your decision? What was the factor into this Bob Backlund tribute nickname today? Because it's just random. It was like why was Bob Backlund on the brain?
Honestly, like I was trying to expand it out a little bit because I'm doing this every single week, so I didn't want to have too much of like one era. So I was like, okay, let me dig back here. How far back can I go with it? And it's something that's gonna that's one syllable. I can't have like it was one week I said I want to do Sami, but that ain't gonna make sense because it's 2 syllables. Ain't gonna make sense when I say it. So somebody that's got a simple name like Bob or whatever. So I'm like, okay, there you go.
Okay. You should be the great Reek Boski. The big Reek Boski. Like Val Venus.
Oh man.
Reek Venus.
I could do that one.
Yo, that dude be wilding on social media nowadays.
I bet he do.
No, I mean he be wilding like on some MAGA shit.
Oh boy.
I think his Twitter got suspended. It was that bad. Like all he do is talk about MAGA stuff and weed. That's literally all he talk about. Which is funny to me because you Canadian. Why do you care?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome to Nuck If You Buckingham Palace. It's been a while. I'm gonna let. It's been a while since Katie's been on this show. Like a week.
Yeah. A whole 7 days.
I'm gonna let you do your introductions.
Whole 7 days.
Get your introductions out the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the second week in a row, Young Kings Wrestling proudly presents to you the MVP of Women's Wrestling Podcast, the hardest working women in podcasting today, the sun around which all wrestling podcasts must orbit. The heart. I mean, don't you have?
Bruh,
don't you have another thing you're doing now? You right?
Ass fuck up.
Yeah,
you to fuck the intro up.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It just occurred to me because I've seen that she had some she was writing, doing columns, stuff like that. It's crazy. Anyway, the hardest working women in wrestling podcast today, the one and not the one B, Ms. Katie Kinsey, baby.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. What you sipping on? Some wine?
Yeah, it's blackberry Merlot.
Okay. Turning the wrestling wine down. Turn up.
Facts.
Shout out the wrestling wine down.
It's just juice. It's so fucking good.
Hey man, I copped some of that Taylor port that I've been seeing all over Twitter and stuff. It's good. I'm surprised for some cheap ass 18% wine. It's pretty good. I was gonna pour me a glass, but I have a show to run, so I'll wait till I'm done. Raiders won, by the way.
Oh, so yeah, I can just quietly exit stage right on that.
Yeah, man. Parlay Central. Parlays and crashed out. Oh, I feel you. Yeah, I try to gamble more responsibly now. Like, I don't bet more than the minimum on my parlays because I don't want to spend all my money. I do have a problem with making deposits because my parlays never cash, and I gotta put more money in my account. What's the number? 1833 bets off.
I never read it. I just know that they post it up there and they say if you have a problem, call this number. I never read it because I don't feel like I have a problem. But I bet
It's
if you read
crazy. Like
something,
they
you have a
promote
problem.
gambling, but then they also promote if you need help with gambling,
Yeah.
which is like if you got to promote a hotline for people to call when they need help with their addiction. Why are we advertising it?
I don't know, man. It's crazy.
It's like cigarettes. It's like the new cigarettes.
Yep.
Anyway, let's move on. Happy Thanksgiving to all y'all who celebrated. You know, it's all
Nice.
about eating food. I'm done. I'm over. I think I'm officially over leftovers. I've been eating leftovers for the past couple of days. And it hit me. It was like I was eating leftovers for lunch earlier today. And I'm like, damn, this is my third straight day. Fourth straight day eating this food. Third straight day eating leftovers. I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
How was y'all Thanksgiving?
It was chill. It was real light. I didn't really have much leftovers, honestly. Like I think maybe had the one day after. Yeah, we don't like to let that linger no more. Like it's like, listen, we having it for the day, and we keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? We don't get that crazy about it.
Yeah, some of this might get frozen until Christmas. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Like that's the move anyway. Like we gonna eat again.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we got
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it!
turned up.
Yes, sir.
I love Thanksgiving. That's my favorite holiday. You get to eat and watch football. Like, what's better than that?
Facts.
Like, all day long watching football, man.
What's better is if them damn parlays would have hit. That would have been better.
Yeah, one of my parlays hit on Thanksgiving. I want a little something. It was just more money to gamble with.
There you go.
More gambling talk here. But we watch wrestling all week long. What wrestling have you guys watched this past week? Load up the old cock-a-doodle-doo.
I did.
What you check out?
First, last night, somebody had posted a video of Andrade's entrance when I think it was Takeover Philly.
Takeover?
So
Yeah.
I had to go back and watch that.
Oh,
Because
don't get me started on Takeover Philly. Y'all know how I feel about Takeover Philly.
the lack of Andrade on my TV screen just got me nostalgic. So that just made me say, listen, if he's done over on, almost exclusively Whitetown, bring him back and put him anywhere so I can just have him back on my TV and it's better for wherever he lands.
Yeah.
The other thing today, since that's the next thing on the calendar, Rumble season in about a month and some change. So I started running those.
The greatest time of the year.
Arguably the best Rumble 2020. That's always a watch. 08 and 2017.
You like 2017?
I like it a little bit more than I did at the time because I felt like they was kind of doing too much with the whole like Legends run at the end.
Yeah.
But it's like realistically, it's not as bad as like we all thought in the beginning. I think the thing was it's like we all anticipated a bad number 30 and they gave out the worst they could considering the time.
Right.
But I mean, look, it wasn't a bad Rumble. It really wasn't. It didn't need to.
I don't think we needed Randy Orton to win it.
Yeah, like that was kind of just like, okay, we don't want y'all to be mad and riot out another Rumble, so let's let Randy win here. Like there were better options, way better options.
Yeah.
Like Chris.
Jericho.
Yeah.
In
2017, I would have gave it to him.
I don't know.
Only because
honestly,
of that
I was pining for the Miz at that time too. I wanted the Miz to win something like after 2016 when he went off on Daniel Bryan.
That's true.
I wanted him to win everything, and I remember I was upset he didn't win nothing.
That's true.
AJ Styles, John Cena, the best match on that card.
Oh yeah, no question.
by far. What did I watch this past week? I went on a binge watch of Survivor Series because remember last year I was saying I had to watch 05 and like 04. So I watched all of them. I watched 2002 through 2005, and I got one little tidbit to take away from each of those. One, Paul Heyman's hairline. I watched 02. Remember, Paul Heyman was accompanied Brock Lesnar in his match, but turned on Brock versus the Big Show, cost him the title. In the midst of that, his hat fell off, and you can see his hairline was at a particular part. 03, he was, I think he was back with Brock Lesnar, if I remember correctly. And his hairline was back a little further. 04, he was with Heidenreich.
For some reason.
Yeah, we forgot that Heidenreich was a Paul Heyman guy, one of the many failed Paul Heyman guys of the time. But Paul Heyman's hairline was back even further in 04. So
God damn.
Yeah. So just his hairline just gradually went back every November. And it's something that's noticeable. When I forgot to mention, I watched 2001 as well. And he was on 01, but I think he had his hat on the entire time. So I'm sure his hairline was.
Do we even call it a hairline? To be honest, like
it's a cul-de-sac.
Like, because that joint, it always kind of looked like it was holding on for dear life. So
it was. You remember he had the little mini ponytail?
Right, right.
Like, bro, I was so happy he cut that shit off.
Yeah, that was just, it didn't fit. It never fit.
Do he still got the hair on the sides? I don't really notice no more.
He do.
He do? Yeah. Damn. Come on, Paul. It's been like 20 years, bro.
I don't. I guess it's his signature at this point.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
George Jefferson.
Yeah, you got the classic Jewish banker look on. I can't be mad at him if he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's probably what he's doing anyway, knowing Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
2003 Survivor Series, Stone Cold Steve Austin could not act at this time. No. You'll remember what happened. It was Stone Cold's team versus Eric Bischoff's team. And if Stone Cold's team lost, he would have to give up his general manager powers and retire. And then Stone Cold's team lost, and Stone Cold stayed out there for like 10 to 12 minutes looking sad and about to cry and it cut a promo and just wasn't very believable. He came back like a month later. 2004, for some reason, Maven and Snitsky main evented a Big Four pay-per-view.
Yeah, they was on the team.
Yeah, Maven was on the team with Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, and Redacted.
Yeah.
Because I guess Shawn Michaels was hurt, so they had Maven take his spots for some reason.
Told you they I said this before. They tried with Maven.
They tried with Maven.
I don't know how they tried, but they tried.
That's the thing. Y'all say Vince doesn't give people a shot or he gives up on people. He does try.
Yeah.
Or at least he did. He doesn't try anything anymore. He doesn't have the job anymore. But when he did, he did try. A lot of folks just the cream rises to the top. And Maven just did not rise. They tried several times. Just didn't do it.
He had a title shot.
He did. He did. And then 2005, Undertaker came back in the main event. Y'all remember that one? Team SmackDown versus Team Raw. Can y'all hear my Alexa?
Yeah, I heard something.
Yeah, never mind. Disregard that if you heard it. But Undertaker came back at the end of this, and my biggest takeaway from this is when Randy Orton gets the victory over Shawn Michaels as the sole survivor of his team. And Shawn Michaels was the sole survivor of his team. For the third year in a row, Randy Orton won a Survivor Series match. And then the SmackDown team or the SmackDown locker room comes out celebrating Randy Orton. By the SmackDown locker room, it was the lower card folks, which you got Spanky coming out there, Brian Kendrick. Heard he's back in WWE too, by the way.
That's part.
I don't know rumors.
That's
Cool.
in my notes here.
Hold on for that. Yeah, Brian Kendrick was out there. William Regal, Paul Burchill was out there, and Undertaker's big doom hits. And Randy Orton is the only one that's aware of what's going on. Everybody else is still celebrating. Randy Orton's like, put me the fuck down. And everybody's still celebrating. Like, bro, y'all don't hear the Undertaker music coming out. Y'all didn't see the Undertaker die a month ago.
Acting clueless.
And y'all zero self-awareness. But yeah, that was my Survivor Series watch through. It was pretty cool. I rarely watch Survivor Series in November. So it was like one of my first times binge watching a Survivor Series.
I'm pretty sure Randy has the record for most Soul Survivors. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know where we can check to verify that in an easy way without going one by one on Wikipedia, but I'm pretty sure
there was a
too.
graphic going around on Twitter that had like the
It might have
people
been
with the most wins. I think Randy is number one with 3 or 4.
He's definitely got 4 because 05 was his third, and then he did it again in 08.
Yeah. He might
I don't remember nothing about 08.
Yeah, because it was trash. That was the one where Jeff was supposed to be in a triple threat, but they found him in a hotel, knocked out or unconscious or some shit, and
Here's what we're gonna do, pal.
it was
We're gonna
TBD.
bring real life.
It was TBD for like the whole afternoon, and then all of a sudden it's
It was a storyline.
I think it was a little bit of both, because I know they said that
And they put the
something
bet on
happened
this
to him.
nigga a month later. That's crazy.
Yeah, they said something happened to him, but the whole like finding him in a hotel or wherever they found him at was where they stretched it a little bit. But they done
It's
like
good shit, pal.
they done ran a lot of stories at his expense that he been cool with. I mean, he do it to himself, but I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, shout out to the Survivor Series. We're gonna talk about this year's Survivor Series in a little bit. It was a fun show.
Yeah.
WarGames. I can't wait to talk about that, man. But let's talk about what happened this week in wrestling history. I don't have anything because I didn't feel like doing all that. But I do have some birthdays this past week. Today, the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. He's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yep.
Would have turned 60 today. It was like in the early 2000s, you had a lot of wrestlers dying from heart attacks before they turned 40.
Yeah, man.
British Bulldog, Eddie Guerrero, which is another thing I noticed. 05 Survivor Series 2, by the way. Speaking of Eddie Guerrero, remember Eddie Guerrero died a couple weeks before Survivor Series.
Yeah.
You can look at a lot of wrestlers on this show and see that they have clearly cycled off whatever HGH or steroids that they were on at the time. A lot of them just look a little blown up. They went a couple weeks without their juice. Out of respect, I'm not going to say which wrestlers I noticed. Out of respect.
I can think of a couple already.
Yeah, it's a couple. It's a couple of... I wonder who...
I'll say a couple prominent names, but they might be some of y'all's favorites. So
yeah,
we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, so I'm not gonna put him on blast. But
like,
it's been a few times in the early 2000s I noticed that this guy cycled off.
Oh yeah, after Kid 1.
After Kid number 1.
Mm-hmm.
After Eddie Guerrero. After after that vampire movie.
Oh,
I just gave it away who I'm talking about right here. But yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get back to these birthdays. Elias had a birthday this past week. So wonder if Ezekiel came through to celebrate. Aaliyah, shout out to Aaliyah, which is crazy, which like I didn't think about it. She turned 28. Definitely thought she was a little younger than that. Then I realized she was in developmental for like 8 years. So it makes sense.
Damn.
And then we had some Hall of Fame birthdays this past week, man. Hall of Famers, Ivory had a birthday, Beth Phoenix, and the Bella Twins. Jam packed.
Okay, shout out. I like that.
Our parents was getting it in on Valentine's Day. Y'all know how that go.
Extra busy.
All right, man. We got the royal address of rumors. I'm gonna pass this over to my co-host.
Yes, sir.
He's gonna read through, and we're gonna see what we got.
So, keeping with what's current right now, I don't know why this is happening, but at this current moment right now, if you tune into Fight TV, there's a promotion called Big Time Wrestling that's doing a show right now in Raleigh, North Carolina. And the headline of that is that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is stepping back into the ring one last time. He's supposed to be teaming with FTR to face Jay Lethal, get this, Brock Anderson, and a mystery partner that's going to be managed by Arn Anderson. Yeah, not sure why that's happening.
I remember hearing about this. I thought it was fake a couple weeks back.
It's something that he was talking about for a while. No idea why.
He just didn't want to wrestle Flair.
Yeah. He backed out of that because I think he knew exactly what that was and didn't want to be no parts of it.
Ric Flair literally died in the match. We can understand why.
Literally.
Yeah, he was not there. This one is slightly wrestling related. So y'all know what happened to Cain Velasquez, right?
Yes.
So he got granted bail, and they gave him permission to do a show. So he's going to be wrestling AAA on Saturday, December 3rd. They don't keep that. They're keeping that GPS on him so they know where he's at. But they said, hey, let the man wrestle. I ain't mad at it.
He's traveling with a law enforcement.
Yeah.
He got a police escort with him.
That's what's up. I'm all the way with that.
Only in AAA can you wrestle with an ankle monitor on.
Yeah. They different out there. I don't know, man.
That's Mexico for you, man.
So
they said Kane coming out with a police escort made me think when I was a kid again.
That was funny. Now, so I hope I don't want to mess the peasant up. Does it have anything to do with a company?
Yes, it does have to do with a company.
So I'm not
but it's not a wrestling company.
Okay, all right.
It's more so a media conglomerate.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw this one out there really quick. So Mania is supposed to be going to Nashville in 2027.
Oh, I saw that. Y'all about to piss me off.
If a new stadium is built in Nashville, that
what's wrong with their current stadium?
I guess they wanted to have to be like more of a dome so that they can have a roof on it to avoid any weather issues and stuff like that. But yeah, if that gets done by 2027, they will bring WrestleMania out there because of how well SummerSlam did there this year. They love the town.
I want a brand new stadium with a dome and a roof on it. I got a place.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's
about to piss me off. Don't go up on a press conference saying any city wants us to come. Just let us know. I talk to the government. We know where you want to go, Mr. Sir.
Yeah, that was an interesting press conference. Yeah, a lot of things to say up there. Speaking of last night, you mentioned already that Brian Kendrick, aka Spanky, back with the company, and he actually worked as the producer.
I heard he was the producer. He might not have a job again
for the worst match on the card, unfortunately.
They might have set him up for failure with that one.
But granted,
it's not his fault.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think I could pin that on him, given what he had to work with.
Talk about it.
Yeah. We will. Jason Jordan was also a producer on that match as well. So I don't think it was so much on them, but like I
And
said, they
Jason
have some,
Jordan is actually the supervisor of the producers. So
yeah.
Well, yeah, I
it,
thought I saw something that it was both of them.
it probably might have been
Yeah,
Jason
yeah.
Jordan working
They
with,
both they
this
both
new
produced it.
hire on the job training type situation. So
Yeah,
Jason
yeah,
Jordan probably take most of the credit for it. We're gonna let Spanky slide this one time. I do
yeah.
think
One
it's
They
time.
funny who I haven't acknowledged him. I probably should have gave him Pheasant of the Week back earlier this year. This dude decided to leave a very cushiony producer job in NXT as a coach to go wrestle again for AEW, and then they ended up letting him go before he ever got a chance to wrestle because somebody pulled some old shoot footage from 10 years ago.
yeah. He had
I
the
was like, Dad,
tinfoil hat on.
you had a really good ass job with benefits, bro. Now,
Yeah,
well, apparently he got the job back, so it's whatever.
yeah, yeah. Him and Jason produced that match, and then Jason produced AJ and Finn,
Okay.
which I don't know how much work
Does
he
that
had
need
to
a
do on
producer?
that. I was gonna say, like,
Yeah,
I don't know
like
how much work that really requires with the two of them, but I don't know. We
Probably
could
had to
give him the
work with
credit.
them just to get their timing down. That's it. You
Yeah,
don't need nothing
that's
else.
probably something real
that's about it.
small.
That's about it. So this is the big one because it was something that was talked about. We didn't know how deep it was, but now we know. Randy had to go lower back fusion surgery recently, so there's no timetable for him to come back. Um, no actual word on how serious that he was. Apparently, he had been going through a lot of pain the last couple of weeks, and his dumbass stoner friend had been talking about it on TV. Um, but yeah, it was real deep, and we don't know when he's going to be coming back. Nothing's off the table, but I mean, if it's bad enough, we might not see the man back in the ring again. That's that's the long and short of it,
So with
which is
that being
crazy.
said, what number he coming out in the Rumble?
I don't know, man. I don't know. He did have the surgery already.
Yeah.
I know his wife posted it on social not that long
Yeah,
ago.
the anniversary was a while ago.
Yeah.
And that was a
So
picture she used for the anniversary post.
yeah, yeah. The last match he wrestled was back in May. I think it was like a week after I went, and they had dropped the belts. So I don't know if it's one of those scenarios where they like, you know, spicing up the story to get y'all thinking that way. I don't know. I do know that 20 plus years of hitting RKO's is going to do something to
Right.
your back. So
Oh yeah.
best wishes to the man. Hope he's going to be all right. Hope we don't.
Facts.
Hope you haven't seen his last match, but I mean,
That was the first wrestler I ever met.
Really?
yeah,
I didn't want to either, which is the crazy part. He was a heel. He was an evolution. I didn't want to see him.
Oh well, then that
10
makes
years
sense.
old, fam.
that's
Come
true.
on. You don't want to see disregard my Alexa if you heard it again. You don't want to see as a kid, you say, oh, we got this meet and greet, but it's this bad guy who's one of the worst bad guys in the company or associated with the worst bad guy in the company. You don't want to see that.
Yeah.
So I was upset a little bit. And then I met him. And I was like, oh, this dude is nice. He's really kind. So like then I hear all these, I've talked about this before. You hear all these reports of him being a dickhead. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I've never
Yeah.
believed any report about Randy Orton being an asshole because he wasn't an asshole to me. Get well soon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now I'm gonna close this out with a funny little story because I've never seen this before. So uh, Jimmy Wang Yang did an interview with WrestlingNews.com, and he tells a story about how he accidentally got rehired by Vince directly. This was just recently after he had gotten fired.
Wasn't this like around
So
the time WCW closed,
no. This
or when
was
he was with Tajiri and shit?
no. This was like '06 because
Oh,
this
really?
was it was somewhat Spirit Squad. I'm bringing this up. So he was planning a rendezvous with a young lady that night. They were in town and the show was close by. So he was working on getting them some tickets so that she can come through. And he's got everything worked out and stuff like that. So he happened to be at the hotel and ran into Vince. And Vince says, "Well, where the hell you been?" My dude was like, "You fired me." And Vince was like, "Oh, what? No way. That's crazy." So Vince went on to go do his job, but he said, "Yo, come back to me. I'm gonna talk to you." So they brought him in to, I guess, to do rehearsals because the Spirit Squad was doing that spot where they was throwing Sean through a table.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought him in because Sean was like, a little like, I don't know if I want to do that spot. So they brought Jimmy in and said, "Yo, why don't you jump in there and just kind of take the fall for him so we can see it if he feels better about doing it." Michael Hayes said he's not under contract to do this spot. He kind of should be under contract. So
We need
they
to have him under contract before we do.
yeah. So they like, yeah, let's do something up real quick and make sure he gets paid for his work. So he does the spot. Sean goes through, does the show, everything's cool. Uh they called him back the next night and said, "Yo, you want to come to Raw?" And he was like, "Well, I'm supposed to be getting something tonight, but why not? I guess I'll come to Raw." So he worked Raw. He did like a dark match with Charlie Haas. And then they said, "Hey, you want to come back to SmackDown?" He gets to SmackDown and they give him his job back. So they cock blocked my man OD, but he got his job back. Crazy.
I'd rather get my job back. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's just not how I expected that story to go, like at all.
I didn't either.
Shout out Michael Hayes too.
Right.
Shout out.
Making sure my guys get their paper. That's a real one.
Facts. I mean, we heard the stories about Michael Hayes, but
Yeah.
but we hear a
Not
lot of stories of him being a real one.
stories.
Yeah, not surprising stories, but he's also had stories of him being a real one too. A lot of the time,
He's
take the good with the bad.
He's old school.
Yeah,
So,
he's old school
it's to
Southern
be
gentleman.
expected.
Do.
Yeah.
Do.
A lot of them don't evolve with the times.
Nah, it is what it is. It is what it is, honestly. Yeah, you can't trip on. You can't change.
Listen. We've had how many black champions in the last
3 years?
3 years, and he been
Three of
sitting
them
in the same spot and Gorilla through all of it. So I mean, what you gonna do? Probably been producing most of those matches.
We've had more black champions in the last 3 years than we had ever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fire.
At least world champions.
WWE champions specifically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For y'all that want to only want to include the world heavyweight title when it comes to talking about black wrestlers. Then y'all bring up Booker and y'all bring up Mark. That's the only time. Any other time, be like, no, it's different. It don't count. It ain't the same. When we talk about black champions, and then y'all try to disclude The Rock out of it too. Like, he ain't black.
Well, and the other reason I have a problem with that is because it's not really their belt. They claimed it and they put their stamp on it, but that's WCW's belt.
And the belt was around 7 years, fam.
Booker won that 5 times in WCW already.
10 years.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he did that already. Mark was the only one that never won one, and it's like, okay, so he got that. Cool.
All right, because if we count that, if y'all want to count the world heavyweight title, why don't we count Farouk, Ron Simmons? Y'all don't include him when y'all talking about WWE champions.
Exactly.
So it's like y'all pick and choose who y'all want to include. And it'd be better if we just include the fact that the WWE Championship has only had 4 black men hold it. Booker T, Mark Henry, Ron Simmons have never held that motherfucking belt.
Nope.
And that just is what it is. We ain't taking away from the fact that they were world champions. We're not. Because Ron Simmons was the first one. We can't take away from it because he was the first. Booker T had the most at one point in time. Right. Can't take away that from Booker T at all. Mm-hmm. And Mark Henry, he had a legendary run too. So
yeah.
Now I will say Mark Henry should have won the WWE title. We talked about this before with John Cena.
Listen, Salmon Jacket Mark is goated, and Cena did not need to hold the title for that. Yeah, he could have taken that loss and been just fine.
If now that Vince McMahon don't run the company and we get a physical Hall of Fame, and Stephanie McMahon said we're gonna get a physical Hall of Fame somewhere, Stanford, Orlando, wherever, New York, wherever. Get this physical Hall of Fame. That salmon jacket needs to be on display.
Yeah, the actual one.
The same one.
Yeah.
Y'all got a whole warehouse of things. I've seen it with top dollar. I've seen it. Y'all got enough stuff to make a physical Hall.
Y'all up here building an emporium for the shit. So
all right,
you might as well.
Big facts. Big facts. Where else we at with it, man? Oh, I see. We want to go peasant of the week.
Mm-hmm.
We can go peasant of the week. Because we can do this peasant of the week and actually, hold on. I'm going to switch around my notes a little bit. I'm going to switch around the agenda a little bit. Because the peasant of the week, we can segue that easily in the Survivor Series. But it's a couple things from this past week I wanted to get off my chest real quick. And one of these things happened on NXT. We've been seeing these vignettes for weeks.
Oh.
About somebody breaking into the performance center or whatever the jazz is. And they say, oh, it's the debut of Scripps coming up next. It's the debut of Scripps. And I'm like, all right, who is this person? It sounded like a black person. So I'm like, okay, it's a brother. I'm expecting a brother. What I wasn't expecting was a brother coming out doing flips in his entrance. And he had locks hanging out his mask.
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, that is side nigga Reggie.
Mm-mm.
And I've seen so many tweets saying, is that Reggie? Is that Reggie? I saw so many tweets asking, is that Reggie? That Rob Van Dam grabbed his belongings and left in disgust. I don't want to be here for this shit. But this dude came out in a mask, and the mask was like loose. And people using his face as a meme. The mask is not going to work, Finn.
No.
And it's a rare occasion in this day and age that Shawn Michaels messes up.
Play as fuck up.
I do like a chance that my guy, real name Sydney, is getting a chance to work finally, and not have actual matches that's not 24/7. But damn, this mask sucks. And what's the gimmick supposed to be? I don't know.
I don't know, and I don't care. I don't want to see any black wrestlers out here looking like Static Shock on a Wednesday or Tuesday night.
Yeah,
we can't have this. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know the guy is talented, and you want to take challenges with talented people.
Yeah,
this wasn't a chance to be taken. Please don't do this again.
Unless he take the mask off at some point.
Yeah, like we already had a superhero-ish character. That was a mixed bag. We don't need to do it again.
And it's crazy because he kind of doing a similar shtick as what's his name, Axiom.
Yeah.
So
right. So
a black luchador. I don't know.
Listen, on paper it sounds cool, but that's paper.
On paper, the costume probably looked better too.
I'm sure it did. But that's paper, bro. Paper gets shredded, burned, torn, all the like it goes. It doesn't stick like this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then another thing, gotta get off my chest, man. To the future, two-time worst father of the year, Rey Mysterio. This man got jumped by his estranged son and his girlfriend on Thanksgiving in his house, in front of his wife, in front of some random kids as well. I don't know who those kids were.
Mm-hmm.
Got his ass cooked.
Boy, I don't say anymore, man. Like, how you can't defend your home against your son,
bro? Got his ass cooked.
He got his ass cooked. He got cooked.
Adrian, you didn't go down like that, huh?
He got cooked.
Like, we're not just talking just a home invasion. We're talking about a home invasion from your child
on Thanksgiving in front of your wife.
Like at one point, like, this isn't even about fatherhood. This ain't about parenting. You just, as a man, just I can't call you a man no more.
And mind you, this is the second time that Angie Mysterio has allowed somebody to beat up her family in front of her too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
At some point,
like,
you got to step in.
Like, as long as y'all been married, you're not riding for your husband. Like, there was a woman in there too. I know she's an imposing woman that you might not want to take that beating to, but that's your man. Like,
yeah, that's what he get for having his Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving.
I mean, that's what he get in general. This. We're not saying that this is not deserved for Rey, but it's like at some point in time, like you seen that documentary on I think it was Vice or whatever. The dude that gets jumped in on the set, he gotta take that ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? And then they tell him like, "Yo, fight back, fight back." You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I want. Just fight back, bro. Just show some.
This
heart.
was the perfect chance for you to fight back. Like, you gotta defend your home. He out here looking at your pictures.
Yeah.
Looking at your wedding pictures, being sarcastic and condescending over it,
smashing glass on your floor, like,
bruh. Like, who gonna clean this up?
Oh, like, it's one thing if Rey was just getting cooked in the middle. If he was fighting and he got cooked, okay, cool. That's your karma for being a bad father. But you ain't even trying, bro. You're not even trying. You up here crying when he slapped you in the face.
No, mijo.
There's no fight in you whatsoever. Like, I remember back when Brock came back and he was punking Cena out, and Edge, his greatest rival, came in the ring after he had retired and said, "Yo, wake up, man. Like, this dude just came up in here and punked you out. Like, okay, you had one loss to Rock. It's a WrestleMania loss, but it happens. You bounce back. This dude is trying to come in here and just mess everything up, and you got to fight him. So get
how
your
ironic
shit together.
Edge got to be the voice of reason in both of these situations.
Right.
Yeah, honestly.
Like,
how does that happen?
This is crazy.
Fight back, dog. Damn.
This is crazy.
I did laugh when Rey Mysterio like came to the door and he had to go put his mask on.
He got the mask on.
So I just imagine like Rey Mysterio got a mask on standby for whenever like Jehovah's Witness or somebody come by.
He was like, yo, I thought you said 8 o'clock. Oh, hold on. Damn, man. Yeah, that was bad.
Damn, it's tough.
They posted that, like, I saw this like 2 minutes after, and I'm like, dog, we not doing this. Not on Thanksgiving, bro.
On Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we made sure that's like a next day air for that delivery for that award.
Oh yeah, I might have to. He already got it. Like, y'all already know he got it. It's just we got to have an official ceremony for it.
Yeah,
but he's won it already. He won it months ago.
Yeah, the announcement is a formality, truthfully, because
yeah, it's like you know who's gonna win a certain award for lifetime achievement before the Grammys. Like, you know who's gonna get it. It's just we got to get to the ceremony first.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, let's get to this peasant of the week, and then we can talk about Survivor Series because yeah, I had a little issue.
I'm packing the air, this gas what?
These peasants, you peasants.
Peasant of the week for episode 169. Who y'all think is gonna be?
Seat Geek.
Nah. It's not gonna be.
Oh, no?
You thought it was gonna be them?
I really
You know, we can have a double peasant because you look like you got something to say.
Nah, cause when you said it wasn't a wrestling company, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, because they was lacking. It was lacking. So
Nah,
I thought it was gonna be them.
paid the bread that they owed us.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
cool.
They paid the bread. Did you get that deposit rate?
Let me check. Oh, I didn't even look on here. Yep, I did.
Okay. So we have confirmed that our old sponsor has paid us.
Yep.
Good.
And then I'm taking the stance of one Vincent Kennedy McMahon, June 26, 2007. That date sound familiar to y'all?
Yeah.
You'll never hear that name mentioned on here again.
Other than my comments today.
Other than our comments today. Peasant of the week for episode 169. Fox Sports, bring that ass here, boy.
Bring that ass here, boy.
Fox Sports.
Oh no.
I understand. I used to work for another sports network, and which is actually crazy to me in hindsight that we had a hotline for people to call in and complain about shit that happened on television at this network. It was beyond me in hindsight. Like, damn, how big of a loser do you got to be to call up a network and complain about something that happened on the television? How big of a loser you got to be? So we would get a lot of people a lot of times, you know. It was a football game scheduled at 2:30, but it was a football game that came on at noon that's going overtime. And then the people tuning in to see the 2:30 game, like, where is this game at that I want to see? And we would have to tell them, like, anything could happen in live sports. So it's always a situation where, you know, a game might go over and the other game got to finish before the, you know. So I get that. I understand you're not always going to stay on schedule. But some proper planning would have been, you know, a little nice here. I can't imagine an instance where I spend $2 billion for something and then not allow people to watch it.
I hear you.
I'm just saying, it's college football rivalry weekend. I get it. Some of us had better rivalry weekends than others. Sorry, Reek.
I'm not here to talk about that. We're here to talk
I
about
am. Fuck
sir.
Iowa. And also my alma mater, UNLV, won their rivalry game as well. So I had a good rivalry weekend. Can't say the same about my co-host here. But I get it. It's college football rivalry weekend. Happens once a year. So we had a rivalry game on. I know you got, you know, the World Cup coverage is priority as well. Spend a lot of money for that. I get it. But we could have got, you know, SmackDown on Fox Business or something. We missed the first like 15 minutes of SmackDown, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Your $2 billion program.
It's a little disrespectful.
Like, I understand college football and the World Cup bringing more billions, but you still spent $2 billion.
Yeah.
Y'all could have put this on Fox Soul. Y'all know that there's a BET version of Fox called Fox Soul? Yes.
I did not know that.
Where did that come from?
It's been a thing for a while. They could have used a boost in viewership. You did open the show with Bianca Belair. I'm just saying, have Bianca Belair come out on Fox Soul?
This look racist to me. This really
It is a little racist.
Live and
Dr. Umar be on
streaming.
Fox Soul a lot.
Oh, I'm sure. Look, live and interactive streaming channel dedicated to the African American viewer. What type of bullshit is that?
My little cousin has a show on Fox Soul too. I should check that out. I should know the name of it, but I don't know the name of it by heart. So I'm a terrible supportive individual. But
Oh,
all I'm saying, y'all should watch Fox Soul anyway. It's black. Support black networks, even though it's a Fox own. So it's not really a black network. I'm digressing from my point here. Instead,
I mean,
we
BET
were
ain't, but you know.
also. But instead we were delayed from viewing SmackDown in several markets, and in some markets, SmackDown didn't air at all. I don't know what that was about. So a lot of folks all over the nation missed the return of the Mon, Becky Lynch,
Yeah.
who was announced as a fifth partner of Team Bianca Belair at Survivor Series. So
Yep.
Fox Sports,
That's
you're getting this
definitely-
peasant of the week, man.
Yeah, that's definitely peasant worthy.
And I'm also gonna give a little bit of this. I'll give about 10% to DJ Paul as well. Because I know Vince McMahon would have never allowed the return of his biggest women's superstar to be missed by a majority of the country. It just wouldn't have happened that way. He would have put something else on, swapped the segments around a little bit, moved around on the booking sheet if he had to.
Yeah.
So a little better planning
Yeah.
to be done.
Yeah, he does not take kindly to plans being interfered with. You saw what he did with the Nuggets owner that 1 week.
Oh man,
years ago. He was about
he had
to
a
go to
fake
war.
Stan Kroenke come out there.
he got on. Listen, he got on ESPN TV.
Oh, he went in. He went in on bro.
Dragged this man. Like he was not on his own airwaves on his show. He on ESPN and was just obnoxiously going after this man.
And granted, he was on ESPN News, so I know not a lot of people saw it.
Yeah.
Because like, imagine if he was on Sports Center on the main ESPN.
Man, listen,
that would have been a story.
That would have made the rounds. It's on YouTube though, so you
It
can watch it.
Go watch it. He went in on bro.
Yeah.
But no, y'all got to get peasant. This ain't like all these other returns that happened. Hit Row and Emma. Where the hell Emma been since she returned? Where's Emma been?
She is. I guess they're.
I saw her
moving
backstage a week later.
Yeah, they're moving her into this whole thing where she's. So her and Madcap are a thing.
Oh.
So they're playing that out on TV that she has a crush on him.
They're a thing in real life?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, because Madcap got cooked by Cross. I think it was last week, and then she came out there. She came out there afterwards. They might get Scarlett in the ring. I think that's something that might have been like what they were going for. Because Cross had Scarlett with him, and Emma just happened to show up. So I don't know if that's where they're going with that. I haven't seen Scarlett in the ring yet, so that's a question.
All I'm saying, we can't have Becky Lynch coming back, and I have to find out about it off Twitter. It's not cool.
That's true.
Honestly,
that's true.
Y'all could have put it on Fox News, man. Y'all could have had Tyrus introduce it, all that. Somebody dropped the ball here.
Yes.
I suspect it was more than one person.
It was a lot of people. There was a lot of people involved. Triple H is not blameless.
No. And I need people to stop acting like he is.
Bro. I could talk all day.
The difference is that he makes an effort to, adjust, make some changes, listen to his fan base, and be adaptable.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
But you need to tighten the ship up a little bit.
A little bit.
It's a little bit. So Becky Lynch is back, and she is the fifth member of Team Bianca. We were all wrong on that. Well, did one of us say Becky?
So no, actually, I had heard that it was a possibility, but I figured, throwing the name around, so rumor mill shit. I didn't throw it out there. I thought maybe it could have been Beth. And
I was thinking Beth or Candice.
Yeah. I know you said Candice. I said Beth. yeah, I figured either one of those two would have made the most sense. And then like a day later, I saw the story about Becky potentially being a mystery partner. I'm like,
Hmm.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I know that'll be a headline, but maybe.
Yeah, and big shout out to Becky Lynch as well, paying for a whole Thanksgiving dinner for a terminally ill child in the
Oh yeah,
hospital and his family and the floor team that's taking care of him. Big move,
yeah, man.
big time move.
Facts.
Didn't want any credit. And we would have never known if the kid's parents never said anything about it.
Right.
And he even said that Becky didn't want credit, and they had to give her credit anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind-hearted people. Can you
Really.
imagine like a superstar on her level 20 years ago doing it?
No, because Superstar 20 years ago didn't do all that.
Yeah. And there's no offense at our superstar 20 years ago. And they probably did stuff like that. It's just they didn't want credit.
Well, I can think of a couple. Not a lot, but
Yeah.
there's one here and there that yeah, they
I'm saying the
valid
lifestyles
like
and
that.
everything is different,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't on drugs. Superstar would, back in the day would have spent their money on pills and
I want to
steroids.
say, yeah, having their guns in the bags in the locker room and shit like that.
We had some Gilbert Arenases back then. We just didn't know about it. It was a couple though. They just don't talk
only
about it.
only a couple people gonna catch that reference.
Yeah.
Will understand it fully.
I could talk about I was about to get in a tangent about Gilbert Arenas, and this is not the time. Just say he was cold. I'll just say that much. But here we are for the first time ever on the main stage in the World Wrestling Entertainment Incorporated War Games.
War Games.
And it was a fun show. Becky Lynch, the fifth member of Team Bianca, and she gets the pinfall in War Games over who she pinned? I forgot. Dakota?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Dakota.
Give it an A, man. Gotta give it an A. I did have this docked down a little bit, a slight pacing issue with War Games, which I think has always been my problem with War Games. It's paced a little weird. Same issue I had in the men's, same issue I've had in NXT. Maybe make the intervals a little shorter. Instead of 3 minutes, make it 2 minutes, maybe. It'll flow a little better. Io Shirai, Io Sky, always doing some crazy stuff in these matches. You kind of guaranteed a moonsault or some crazy shit from her off of the top of the cage every year.
Yeah.
Becky wins with a senton off of the cage through a table. And I was scared, man, because I dislocated my shoulder earlier this year. There's still some things I'm scared of doing now. I dislocated my shoulder 5 months before Becky Lynch dislocated her shoulder. And she coming back doing shit like that. I gotta give her my props. Scary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a wild woman.
What y'all think about this match, man? What grade will y'all give this?
I gotta get this. I'll do the same thing. I'll go A. It's the same thing I said in my tweet. Like, they, as usual, they set the bar high as hell for the men later on in the evening, and I expected that. I do agree about the whole the timing thing, because I feel like the majority of the match is just waiting for everybody to get in there. When they actually the match actually starts, you only go about
like 12 minutes.
Maybe. I was gonna say 10.
Yeah.
And it's like that's kind of, I don't know, that kind of takes away from it a little bit. So yeah, they definitely could shorten that up a little bit. Had a nice mix of everybody, like the vets like Rhea and Bianca, the newbies. Look, Bailey just added another one to her list of matches that first time ever she was in there and knocks it out the park. So that was solid. But
I think
yeah,
she's been in all the first time ever matches except Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
She was in the first Money in the Bank. No, she wasn't.
Was
No,
she?
she wasn't.
No,
She wasn't.
no, she wasn't.
Outside of Money in the Bank, but she was in the first ever one-on-one ladder match.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, first of that one.
She was in the first Chamber.
Yeah.
Yep.
First Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Hall of Fame numbers.
Yeah, man. Everybody did their thing in this, as expected. So that's A-worthy to me.
Yeah, it's definitely an A. Like everything you guys are saying, pacing, yeah, that's always been an issue with war games. So if they do it again, maybe just shorten it just a little bit. But 3 women jumped off a cage. I expect nothing less, and it exceeded my expectations. So that's all I fucking needed. A.
A's all around. Good
Right.
match. So, unfortunately, some people got to be put in the spot after that and follow that up. And I think your best bet for having somebody follow that up, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and it was a tough spot on the card. And unfortunately, by them being in that spot on the card, it was kind of difficult for me to really hone it in and pay attention. It was still a really good match, but right now I'm gonna give it a B plus. I might watch it back later, see how it's different if I just watch it from there instead of having this big War Games match right before it. B plus for me. AJ Styles' first win on a premium live event since July 2021. Money in the Bank last year. His first singles win on a premium live event since October 2019.
I was
Crown
gonna say
Jewel.
that's the one I saw. I didn't see the other one.
Yeah, he had a tag match. It was him and Omos won at Money in the Bank. But his first singles, yeah, it's been a while. First singles 3 years. But his first canon singles win, because Crown Jewel wasn't canon. So his first canon singles win since September 2019 at Clash of Champions.
Crazy.
But his first canon singles win on the main card since August 2019.
NXT counts.
Jesus Christ.
No, pre-show. Clash was a pre-show. Faced Cedric Alexander. So if you don't count pre-shows, then SummerSlam was his last versus Ricochet.
The fact that it's been that long period is just criminal.
Y'all try to say my man's is buried, but y'all say that Claudio Castagnoli in a good spot.
All right.
How AJ Styles getting buried when AJ Styles just like, I'm fucking 47 years old. I don't need to win all these matches all the time. I can still go and put somebody else over.
Well,
nobody realized he hadn't won on pay-per-view in 3 years until somebody pointed it out yesterday.
That's true.
So AJ Styles buried, but Claudio, he in a good spot because he on TV all the time.
Right, is it Uchi Wally Wally or is it one mic? Is it black girl lost a shorty owe you for ice?
I will say this. I don't know who's stupid enough to say that AJ Styles of all people is getting buried, but
we know who's stupid enough.
Okay, that's true. I couldn't agree with that statement whatsoever. I think AJ doesn't need AJ's.
Y'all told me Bryan Danielson is doing some of the best work of his career, and he lose all the time.
What, now?
Yes.
I'm not gonna touch that. Not gonna touch.
Yeah.
I'm not getting sucked into this genjutsu.
We're not gonna do it. A lot of y'all be tweeting for reactions.
Yeah.
There's no way you believe that.
Like, his wrestling is some of the best. But let's calm that down. I'm giving this match a B because I hate when this happens, because the fact that this was here and the match that's coming up wasn't in this spot, so that we could just disregard it completely, would have made more sense to me. Because realistically, we know that this was going to be solid. I mean, AJ on like last minute notice flew across the country and had the best match on the card with
The
this
world.
man. So, with time and preparation and a story attached to it, I expected it to look better, but again, it's one of the things like crowd plays a factor. So I gotta watch it again myself, but I'm gonna give it a B.
I'm going B plus. I mean, yeah, they got put in a pretty shitty spot, but the two of them together just make money and make magic. So I was fully invested, and all the shenanigans on the outside, but taking the OC and Judgment Day out of the equation after the fact, it made it so much better. Like, it was very reminiscent of the last time they had a one-on-one match. So I give it a B plus. They did what they had to do.
Yeah.
B plus is all around.
And shout out to Michael Cole for educating the uncultured swines out here who didn't know. It's not OC anymore. They used that B word on television, which I didn't think they could say bullet on TV. But I guess
They've been
premium
saying
live
war
events
for
don't count.
weeks.
That is true. That is true. Like we turning the corner. So we just stopped capping about where AJ has been for years and where Gallows and Anderson have been for years and what Finn had to do with all that. So yeah, shout out to Cole.
I mean,
Cole turned out to be the realest person on commentary.
Anderson is still the never openweight champion for Japan.
Crazy.
So they have to kind of acknowledge something with Japan. Or they're
Did we ever
stupid.
find out? Did he work that event the weekend of Crown Jewel?
It's Googleable.
I don't think he did, but there is a match set up. I don't know for when though.
Probably Wrestle Kingdom.
I think Wrestle Kingdom.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Michael Cole definitely told y'all about the origins of the Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
Took him 30 seconds. So
Yeah.
for the wrestling fans who see somebody who they don't know about show up on their TV and they want a little backstory about it, and then you niggas just tell them that they can just Google it instead of the commentary team and the promoter doing their job of promoting this unknown individual to an unfamiliar audience. It takes less than 30 seconds. Michael Cole proved that.
Literally.
So, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
We all know.
Yeah. No, it does not look like he worked that New Japan show, though. He has not worked New Japan since he came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, understandable. But yeah, next match. We don't got to spend that much time on this one unless we got some rants or something. But what else can be said that hasn't already been said? Ronda Rousey defeated Shotzi to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. I have no grade for this one because in order for me to give grades out on matches, I have to watch them. And I did not watch this match. I literally made a plan before the show. I'm going to spend the time that this match is on doing some chores around the house. And I had some very good time in doing these chores because I finished my chores right as the match ended.
Wow.
So I didn't watch this match. I heard it wasn't good though. So
No.
Did y'all watch it?
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
What the hell I was thinking.
See, I knew ahead of time.
No, I don't know what to say. Like I couldn't possibly have a rant. I don't know what to say anymore. Like I'm tired of having to say this, and nothing changes because
I need that MJF soundbite. Me.
I honestly, and everyone seems to agree when I tweeted it, mid is not even the word anymore. We've gone so far below mid, it's 6 feet deep.
Yep.
Like I just, this is so, and I feel terrible for Shotzi. I really do, because she's working her ass off in this, and this is what she got to get subjected to, because she gets secondhand embarrassment off this because she worked that match. And at the end of the day, it's like, I don't care what your background is. You could be whatever, pro athlete, a fighter, whatever. If you come in here to this world and the presentation is not appealing, and you're one-dimensional in a sense, you're gonna get stale. I don't care how much the machine gets behind you, it doesn't work. And that's all this is here. Ronda Rousey is a one-dimensional professional wrestler. Like, she was a one-dimensional fighter. One-dimensional fighters get cooked, and she got cooked. That's why she's not fighting anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's all we've seen here. Not much has changed with her moveset. And the presentation went from, it's okay, but not really care much, to it's trash now. It's literally trash. It's cringe. And I said it on SmackDown. Shayna is getting secondhand cringe off of this because she's partnered up with her. I remember in NXT, Shayna didn't have to say but a couple words every here and there. She had backup with her, but she didn't need it because she was just going to show up, smash you, and leave.
Yep.
Now she's talking too much. Because
And
Ronda
jumping
talks
people
too much.
from behind. What's that about?
That I have no idea. I don't know.
And that's something on both of Shayna and Ronda. Because why is Shayna and Ronda jumping somebody from behind? That's uncharacteristic of both of them.
Right. They don't need to do. Neither of them need to do that. So why are we doing this? It's like you're treating this as if you're not who you are.
I don't know no Triple H, but this is all about the game.
This is what we were saying. We gotta start being honest a little bit.
Not blameless.
He's not blameless.
I'm not gonna deny that at all, because this is not, especially.
And he's been booking wrestling shows long enough to where we don't have to be like, oh, we need to give him time.
Well, and that's what I'm saying too. He was booking Shayna.
He was booking literally most of this roster. He booked.
How did we depart so far from what was working for you with this particular talent? And it's like Ronda just goes out here and just talks as if like she's on her podcast or something like that, or on some show that nobody. She just vents and says whatever she wants to say because it's like she don't care. Like, nobody want to hear that. It's not. People say you hate Ronda or something. I don't hate anyone in this group. It's apathy. I don't care for it. It's the same thing I have for Logan Paul. He shows up on TV and talks, and I don't care. I don't react to it. And apathy is worse than hate. People hated Roman Reigns, but at least they reacted to him. Apathy is just, that don't draw money. It's bad. And she needs to stop getting her little infant child to do makeup on her face because it's looking nasty.
Is Ronda even a draw still?
No, I don't think she is.
No.
I don't think people care to see Ronda Rousey anymore. Like,
the
shine is worn off.
Ronda peaked in her first run, and truthfully, she shouldn't have come back.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is like when the Lakers brought Magic Johnson back a few years after he initially retired. And he ended up playing out the rest of the season. It's just actually like that.
I will take that back with one exception. If Ronda, to bring Ronda back after that first run, we should have done the Brock Lesnar route. Because I think anyone that has respect for wrestling can commend the fact that she wants to work a full schedule. That's good for you. But the fact that what made Brock Lesnar so appealing when he came back was that he was an attraction. It's like, you're not going to see him every week. When you do see him, it's for a big feud. It's for a big match. You're building it. You're kind of treating it like UFC.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so this is going to be a big money match. We don't do that.
That's tough.
We put her in front of everyone every week. She has nothing interesting to say. She's talking too much, and you're ruining the appeal.
Yeah, let's do better on
I cut out, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
You did.
You did.
And he still did.
He's hella frozen. So yeah, I think that's the perfect time we can move on from that match. That match sucked. Apparently, I didn't see it. So
You don't. It's not even worth your time, TC. It was a waste.
I'm not gonna. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna watch it.
It was a waste of time.
I never planned on watching it when it was announced because it's just two people I don't care about. So I'm gonna do better things. I'm not gonna complain about it, or I'm not gonna shit on it. I'm not gonna watch it to shit on it, knowing that I don't want to see them. So I didn't watch it. You feel me?
I do.
But this next match, though, it was a bang. And, you know, I hate using the word banger. I hate the word banger to describe wrestling matches because wrestling fans ruined it. But this is one of them ones. Austin Theory won the United States Championship another time. More on that here. But he defeated Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley in a triple threat. A- on this match. The match was 15 minutes, but it felt like half of that. All right, it was really well paced. Seth Rollins has a crazy motor. This dude just Energizer Bunny, just goes and goes and goes. The finish, I enjoyed the finish. Was it like in the middle of a suplex or something? Reek, are you good, bro?
Well, he's whatever. I think Seth was going for a Falcon Arrow.
Oh, okay, yeah. Falcon Arrow. Bobby Lashley hits the spear, and then Theory falls on top of Seth, and that's the end of it. It protects Lashley, protects Seth. Austin Theory wins it back. We need to stop hot potatoing these championships, though.
Yeah.
U.S. title, hot potato. Tag titles, women's tag titles, hot potato. So, Mr. H, we got to figure out what you're going to do. I'm saying, get in hot potato belts in NXT. We have to do this to Mr. Theory. A- though, no complaints from me. I enjoyed the match. It was fun. It was my favorite match on the card at that point.
Okay.
We good, Reek? I don't think we good.
I'm gonna say A.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It was close to being my match of the night. I initially had it for the night.
Your video and your audio is not in sync at all whatsoever.
Oh my god. All right, so y'all have my grade as A.
Yeah, your grade is an A. Leave and come back. Okay, get your grade out the way.
Okay. I'll give it a solid A. I definitely did not expect Theory to win, so that kind of like shocked me a little bit. I was a little surprised, I will say. But yeah, like you said, a hell of a match. Like I have said in the past, I never hated Austin Theory in ring. It's just his character I was not a fan of. Like I will never shit on someone in the ring who is very talented. Like it's the same thing with Charlotte. I didn't hate Charlotte's in-ring work. I just hated the fact that she always had a title. Yeah. It's the same thing with Theory. Like his character was but this Theory is fantastic. Big Bob doing Big Bob things. Seth freaking Rollins being like the stomp off of Theory to Lashley. Crazy. I really thought it was gonna be like Mania where Theory's gonna pop him up and then he was gonna stomp Lashley. But regardless, it was fantastic. So I mean, yeah, they did what they had to do in the very short amount of time they had. So, yeah.
And the match went, like I said, like almost 15 minutes, but it definitely felt like it was like 8.
Yeah.
It just felt like a sprint.
Very fast.
And that's Seth Rollins having that motor. He that guy. Mm-hmm. We back in sync, Reek?
We should be.
Nope. Nope.
No, it's not.
It's in and out.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely.
That's tough. As soon as you start talking about Ronda.
I got my grade. Yeah, I got my grade.
We did get you great. Leave and come back.
All right.
A few moments later.
I'm about to. Yeah, hold on.
He hella off sync. That's crazy.
Hella off. It's crazy. See, it's a good thing I am kind of here.
Yeah, I would have just had to, sit here with the awkward face. And this is why we never go live.
Listen, Going live is a time. It's always something recently with me and going live.
Yeah, I will probably never go live unless Reek gets some better internet out here.
It's almost Christmas. We should get him better internet for Christmas.
Man, camera too.
Camera, new internet. We'll hook him up. Maybe.
Yeah, man. What? Donate to the United Negro Reek Fund. Yeah, that's what. We back. We live.
I think I'm good.
We Gucci. Turn up. Just in time for the main event.
Okay.
We stalled for you. See, that's how we do right here. Young Kings Wrestling. Oh, damn. Again.
Oh.
Yeah, let's do this before. See, as soon as we started talking about Ronda, it was a wrap.
It was game over.
I can't go in on nobody apparently. That's
every time. It's literally every time Reek started, talking his shit.
Yeah.
Like literally every time. It's about those in power. So we shall move on. In the main event, we had the Bloodline taking on the Lads and Kevin Owens in WarGames.
WarGames.
And before the match, Roman met with Jey Uso, and Jey Uso was like, "Hey, Us, this dude last night, I overheard him talking to Kevin Owens, telling him, Kevin Owens saying this and that." And then Roman's like, "I bet I'm gonna sit with Sammy. We're gonna see what's up." And he met with Sammy, and Sammy told him straight up, "It's like, yeah, this happened. Kevin Owens was trying to get me to turn on y'all. I listened to what he had to say, and I told him to leave, and that's what happened." And Roman was like, "I bet. And why'd you lie to Jay?" And he said, "Like, look, man, I ain't want Jay to get distracted. He had a big match coming up. I figure, if I would have told him what happened, he wouldn't have saw it clearly. So I wanted him to keep his mind off." And that's what happened. So we get to the match, and Jimmy Uso starts it off versus Butch. And of course, the Lads had the advantage in the WarGames. And Ridge Holland comes out there after. And Jay Uso needs some help because it's 2-on-1. And Jimmy Uso said, "I'm going to help my brother Us day one-ish." Roman said, "Nah, son. Let Sammy go out." So we get a test of Sammy's loyalty early on. And it worked out for everybody involved because in the end, Sami Zayn did what needed to be done. And he solidifies himself as part of the Bloodline. Officially turns on Kevin Owens. I mean, job had to be done. Is it really turning on Kevin Owens? Like, we at work, fam. Like, you understand. You've prioritized work over your friendship with me several times. Why should we feel bad about you? Right? Am I wrong or am I preaching right now?
You're right.
I don't know how you can consider anything Sammy does a turning on Kevin. His first night, he showed up and beat the hell out of his best friend after he won a title.
Facts.
Yep.
All I'm saying, Kevin Owens, he's done Sami Zayn wrong several times in the past, notably Kevin Owens' first night at the job. He also got in other folks' business unprovoked. You really had no reason to be here. I think your mic's unplugged. He had no reason to be here. So, what are you doing? And you also get no points for Dirty Mac. You tried to Dirty Mac hard on Sami Zayn on Friday night. I can't feel bad for him. I cannot feel bad for him. But Sami Zayn, he also got the approval from Jey Uso. After like 6 months. It's been like 6 months. And Jey Uso's just not messing with him. So now
that was a good moment.
It was. I was really happy for everybody involved. and it made me want to download this sound.
We are family.
Omertà is the code, and Sami Zayn followed the code to a T. A++++++, because Roman Reigns was involved.
Yeah, no, the storytelling alone elevated this to an A+ easily. The whole thing, like, they went the complete opposite of what I thought was gonna happen. Like, I'm thinking that we walking Sammy to the gallows.
Yeah, well, he was gonna say, well, he thought
Last
Sami Zayn
night,
was about to be a
and
main
then
man.
somehow,
Oh, he back. Never mind, he not back. Are you back?
I'm good.
Oh, you good now?
He's back.
I thought I was.
Show's almost over, guys.
Nope, I'm not.
A+.
Yes.
Okay. That was very delayed. Katie, go
A+.
ahead.
Yeah, A+. This you've gone on record multiple times, TC, in saying wrestling is a soap opera, correct?
Yes.
This was the definition of a soap opera. This was like a soap opera that I know about. This was everything combined into one. It's the little things throughout, like focusing on Jay's hand, which we previously thought was broken in the whole match, which now I'm seeing reports that it actually is broken. I don't trust anything until I see it from the people themselves. But like the catalyst was like the last 5 minutes of the match. Sammy officially, like, quote unquote, turning on Kevin with a low blow, no less, and then haluva kick, and lets Jay get the pin. Yeah, I was not expecting this to go as smoothly for the Bloodline at all. I really thought we were going to see some shit go down. Nobody turned in either match, either WarGames match, and I really did expect it from at least one person from each match, and it didn't happen. But what a way to close out the show. A+.
What Roman Reigns gonna do?
Oh no.
I wonder what he got to say. You gonna show up to work Friday, Roman?
Maybe.
Oh, now we getting a second reek. 2 reeks.
What is even happening now?
Life is crazy out here. We getting extra additions into our podcast towards the end of it.
No, I'm going portable because I'm sick of this.
It's tough.
This is fantastic.
So I'm
just how I'm feeling.
Just gonna make sure you get out of this one then.
Yeah, kick that.
Got 2 reeks out here. Cool. Now we got 1 reek.
Yeah. So I did give this an A+. Just so we clear. I think Katie was saying what I was getting ready to say. Best wrestling is a telenovela or a soap opera, and that's all this was. All this, like, what we thought we were going to see, or what I thought we were going to see, they geared completely to the left off of that. And I don't know why Kevin would be surprised about this. I mean, truthfully, Sammy's done more for you than you done for him in any sense. Like, he definitely saved you from a Shane McMahon kamikaze attack a couple years ago, off the top of the cell. So, I mean, the man's been having your back, even though you've been stabbing him in it. So, it was just his turn to do it. And
factual.
In this moment, yeah. And it makes it better because when they eventually do kick him to the curb, it's going to break some people's heart. It's going to break some people's heart.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing. Oh, none at all. Nothing. No. Yeah. Nah. Nah. Your internet was messing up a little bit again, but it's all good.
On here?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm using data. Like this is not Wi-Fi no more.
My boy on that 3G.
Disrespectful. It says 5.
Hey, you know that's cap.
You have to
Ain't no
talk.
real 5G.
I
What's
mean,
up? Be
I
saying
be
five
paying for
too.
5G, so
Right.
I mean, like,
Right. Yeah, be tripping.
so.
It's all bad. We at the end of the show anyway. The Survivor Series. It was a fun little moment. War Games was cool. We might be seeing it again. Officially, there is no more Hell in a Cell premium live event.
Yep.
That was confirmed as well.
Yes.
And
Yep.
we might get a show in Puerto Rico at some point as well.
It's about time.
And shout out to those wrestling girls.
Yes.
Yeah, that was dope.
Press conference. So maybe one day, if WWE decides to do another show here in Las Vegas, ever, because mind you, they're not on the calendar for at least until after WrestleMania. But if they ever decide to do it, maybe Young Kings Wrestling can get in there and ask a couple questions.
Facts. We need some more color in that room.
We do.
And I met Byron before, so we already cool. So I'm gonna get a question.
Now, Byron, cool peoples.
Yeah. I don't know about his food choices, but he cool dude otherwise.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
I didn't tell you the story.
Nah.
So
Yeah, I know.
so I met him. I
You
met him
might
after a
have, I don't
SmackDown. I met him after a SmackDown up here, and I went to Sheets after the show, and I just happened to run into him when I was there. And my dude told me that he was looking for pickled eggs, and I said I don't know what that is. We're both black men. I don't think you're being serious. I think you're just messing with me right now. So, what are you really looking for? He said, I'm looking for pickled eggs. I'm like, okay, all right. And then he found them. He was like, these are really good. They're really amazing. I'm like, I'm not going to judge you, but I'm judging you. And yeah, I ain't really. We took a picture, and he was holding them up in the picture. It was funny, but again, judging the man's food choices. But he a cool dude, so
I'm gonna stall him out on that because ain't he from the South?
Pretty sure.
That's what they do in the South. They eat stuff like that. Pickled pig feet.
I know you do.
All
They,
that.
like, I'm about to say, like, I know they got crazy choices. That one I never heard of before though, so I was just like, I was a little confused.
Shout out to Byron, man.
But,
interesting. Byron
No doubt.
Saxon eats pickled eggs. It's fun to know.
Yes,
Plug
sir.
your socials, Katie.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
You can follow me on Twitter at Gatorasm13. Link to your invite to Gal Things She Lead Showcase, twitch.tv/She Lead Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. YouTube.com/She Lead Showcase. Watch videos because they're way more entertaining. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts if you'd like to listen. She Lead Showcase is the brand and the weekly show. New episode of Inside the Mind of, which is the interview series I do with RN, comes out tomorrow. I already have it uploaded and ready to go. 7 a.m. like I always do. In the Crowd made its return with Just from Getcho and his cousin Rob. Savannah's new shows are out. I'm writing things now that might be on Floor Slapper Sports. Tim messaged me back while we were on the show, so I'll respond to him in a minute. I'm doing a lot of stuff.
So like the She League conglomerate that's going to turn into like a whole media outlet in what, 2 years maybe?
See, don't forget about us.
Oh, I would never.
I fully expect you to be out here on your wrestling wind down, on those wrestling girls, on your public enemies.
Hey, I just love doing this and the amount of people I can get to interact with. Like Queen PR, that's my girl. I love her to pieces. I would love to do more with her and Krista B. So we just gotta find time to do all this stuff.
I'm with it, man. Plug your socials,
Real
Reed.
talk. Real talk. Y'all can find me at Recapit24 on Instagram and on Twitter. Hey, go check out the Havoc Hour or Talk Sports and Entertainment on all platforms. We find Young Kings Wrestling, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, and the video version up on YouTube. And go check out the Instagram page _ the Havoc Hour _
And I am the thespian TC Fontaine. You can follow my Instagrams, tc.fontaine, FOY photo 702. It is the same. It's the same. It might change this week. I might actually do it this week. I have not actually gone through and brainstormed what I'm going to change it to yet. So maybe this week. But as for now, FOY photo 702. I have some photos in there. You want to take a look at my art, my imagery. Took my most recent post was the Vegas Aces Championship Parade. Trying to get us some games next year. Do all that good jazz. I'm gonna get back to some wrestling shows and shoot those. It's been a while. So trying to make use of my very expensive camera. And I'm still paying for it.
Yeah.
Because Black people buy things on credit.
You
And
know,
it takes a while to pay those things off.
I feel like there's a certain individual who might know something about cameras that probably could have got you to bypass a little bit of those issues. He's not around though these days.
Yeah, haven't seen that person in a while.
Yeah.
Except when that person sees Rob Van Dam in their notifications on Instagram and they gotta tell us about it. Only time he shows his face around here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo.
No.
Yeah, but yeah, follow my Instagrams. You want to follow me on Twitter, you can as well. Follow Young Kings Wrestling everywhere at YK Wrestling, YKWrestling.com for your merch like Reek is wearing. Show that merch off, my young brother. Black Lives Matter tank tops and hoodies. It's hoodie season. Go get you a hoodie. Might be time to launch those Wolfpack hoodies.
Yes.
Might be time.
Supply and demand.
Yeah. Might be time. But I want to close out with one thing here. And it's very simple. It's very, very simple. And I think it's a word to the wise. Everybody should live by this mantra.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
We gone.